Well, hey everyone, and welcome. I'm your friend, Art of Mana. Let's dive into this 515th stream where I'm going to be catching up with all of you because I missed Monday. You know, it was a holiday and I did take the day off. And there is so much to say about this last weekend. But first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to rest, relax with family, and do a few projects around Mana Manor. So that little break from Saturday and, in fact, I suppose you could say Friday and Monday, it was really, really needed. Very necessary. Does the audio sound off? It sounds just a little low. Hang on a second. I'm just going to adjust that really quickly. And a couple of... And a couple other things as I break the stream. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, that sounds better. Let me just also check. I did a last-minute lighting adjustment. I think it's working. It works. That's all I can say. But Red Ranger, Memory Martin, Dash Magnum, welcome on in. Boy, that audio is loud. Let's lower that a little bit. There we go. Let's get down to some reasonable levels. Oh my goodness. All right. We're getting there. You can see I'm getting a little shaggy after my COVID haircut. Growing the beard back as well. And you know what? It's not as handy for the mask, but it works, I suppose. Today, we've got a couple of things. And Red Ranger, the world of Mana indeed. The world of Mana seems to be no end of technical difficulties as I try to professionalize a very unprofessional stream, but I'm working on it. I actually thought about just doing a full-on Let's Chat stream, but I actually felt like playing some games today. I'm thinking, though, I might be doing a full-on Let's Chat stream really soon because I need to kind of share some things with you, talk, consider, reflect, think out loud, all that kind of stuff, and of course catch you up on stuff as well. Lighting looks decent. Looks like my green screen is working. It's evenly lit. My face, it's okay. We'll go with it. We'll consider this a success, if not something I'm outright thrilled about. Red Ranger, thank you so much. And a Let's Chat would be fun, Dash says. Doskados, hello, welcome on in. Memory Martin, I'm not sure about whether or not I'll be visiting islands today. Actually, I'm kind of thinking I won't, but I don't know. That doesn't mean I won't. Let me instead, and by the way, Red Ranger, thank you so much for coming back. It really is lovely to see you again. Let me catch up on a couple of things real quick. So I have been playing the game. I've played it every day since launch. Slayer, hello. Oh gosh, everyone's coming out tonight. One of the things I'll be doing, in addition to some Animal Crossing New Horizons, I think I said New Leaf, is I've got this. Now, a couple of things. We've been talking about stream upgrades. Let me show you this first. I was unboxing this, messing around with it a little bit. This finally came in, all right? This is the Elgato HD60S. And this is my ticket, hopefully, to having some better video. Now, it's not necessarily going to be implemented right away or in the manner that you might think. And I'm actually, truthfully, going to be using it a lot for my church. I'm going to be using it also a lot for video content more than streaming right away. But it certainly is going to get implemented. What it will allow me to do is, of course, capture video game footage, but also then capture, as opposed to using webcam, my face through something like a DSLR or an official video camera or even my phone. All of which, sad to say, are better quality than this, which I have before me, this C920 Logitech webcam. Which, believe it or not, it's actually a really pretty solid camera. I think this turned out pretty good with the settings I have right now. I'm starting to dial in again some settings I want, but it always changes, always evolves. As I have it right now, one convenient thing is it just sits right there on top of that monitor. But anyway, Iron Rusty, hello, and Firestorm Dragon as well. Looks like a SSD though for a PC. It does, right? It does. Upgrade your Twitch points. I do need to do that. Your subscription is gone. Oh, Slayer. Memory Martin has their island open in case I change my mind. Well, so that's one thing I'm playing with. The other, this one I want to mess around with on stream tonight, and that's this. Now, this is something that you may or may not have heard about. This is made by a company that is, well, that's kind of funny because it's yellow, but the green screen chroma key is messing with it. It's a little, shall we say, notorious at Games. They're kind of making a comeback with something called the At Games Legends Ultimate Arcade Machine. Or maybe it's the Arcade Legends Ultimate, or it's the Legends Ultimate Arcade. To be honest, that one I'm not entirely sure on. I'm forgetting at the moment. And I hate when people do that, because I always feel like, sheesh, get it right? But this here, this is sort of notorious as one of At Games' recent blunders. And I won't go too far into it, and I'm not going to kick At Games under the bus here, because truthfully, I think they've tapped into something with their arcade machine right now. And I also happen to have off to the side here the Atari 2600 Flashback, the new one that actually looks like the Atari 2600, and it's pretty cool. But this was not their highlight, and we will see why. I'm really excited. This is gonna be fun. I picked this up for $4. $4 I couldn't pass. This was an add-on item. I think it might have been, well, $5, I guess, because 4 and some change. But it was an add-on item when I pre-ordered my Star Wars arcade cabinet, Arcade 1-Up, which is something coming soon. Now, let's snap our fingers, move on over to this screen, and start our stream with some Animal Crossing so that we can dive into that. What's changed on my island? No one seems to be wanting to come to my island. I don't know why, but I'll have to figure that out. Memory Martin needs to upgrade their points too, but I don't know what rewards to put. Yeah, see. It looks like a fun-looking controller, Dash says, and that there's stuff to say about that. There's pros and cons, shall we say. Slayer says, you guys live a comfortable life. What do you mean about that? I'm not sure what you mean. And also, what are the specs for your PC? Because you need to stream games on Steam as well. My PC specs are... they're a little old, a little long in the tooth at the moment. They're not necessarily latest gen, shall we say. They were pretty good, actually. But it doesn't have an SSD, for example. I have a laptop. I do a dual PC stream setup. I have a laptop that I stream on, actually. That's pretty good. It has an SSD. But my Steam and main desktop computer does not. It does have tons of storage, though, so that's convenient. Yours is about 8 years old. Mine is, I guess, 4 and some change. So, yeah. And you have a new profile picture. Awesome. I'll have to check that out. But here we go. Let's check our mail. We've got some things here. Nook Shopping. This should be a song. Now, I'll tell you, last time I streamed Animal Crossing, after the stream, I ended up having a few people with me, including Dash Magnum and Memory Martin, and we listened to a KK concert. That was Saturday night. Oh, that's right. Saturday night I streamed. And it was really cool. We got a new tune that is really nice. It was very appropriate for the end of that time together. So we have Imperial KK Blues we can add here. And the song that we listened to is this one. And it's just really nice. Also, I love the effect that this particular device has. It's got that lovely warmth of the record. Isn't that nice? Firestorm Dragon says, if you're looking to stream a potato, can probably pull something off, assuming it can run the game. Granted, my 2011 Mac is loaded with 22 gigabytes of RAM, but other than that, it's a potato. Fair enough. Today is Thursday. No, it's Wednesday here, Slayer. I know, it's Thursday elsewhere. But currently it is still Wednesday for me. We're just gonna go to that really quickly. Just a little fade out. I was afraid that was gonna happen. Oh my gosh, everybody. I need to really work on my setup here. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh, everybody. That terrified me too. Anything broken? Nope, doesn't look like anything's broken. Shall we say nothing much is broken? Oh my gosh. Hold on, let's see if I can get this. Maybe like that. That might be more successful. There we go. Like that. Okay, let's see. Let's adjust some things here. So I have additional lighting. I have lighting everywhere right now. I just can't seem to quite get what I'm looking for, but I tried last minute a real quick change where I have a clamp-on light on my my actual light stand that has my smaller LED panel up there, and that's angled down, and then this one's just kind of given that like more diffused lighting. You can see the difference. See if I shut this off. See, look, that's what I'm missing, right? So that does make a difference. It's a little washed out. I need to work on it. The other problem is this light, you can tell right here. See, I don't have another daylight bulb. So for the other bulb that is illuminating my green screen, I happen to have this tungsten bulb down there. So these are things you probably would never notice, but I notice because they bug me. But let me just take a quick peek on the phone and see what this looks like. I mean, skin tone looks decent, if not a little washed out. But the whole thing looks pretty decent, actually. So, I mean, I'm happy with it. Enough for this. Everything fall, go boom, Iron Rusty says, right? By the way, on PTR, hello, Slayer says gotta go stream, always lagging because my Wi-Fi is bad. Oh, I'm sorry, Slayer. Only Mana's pride is broken, Dash says, and how right is that? Iron Rusty, by the way, for those of you who don't know, has been doing a whole bunch more streaming and actually has started getting very involved in speedrunning. So a shout out to Iron Rusty, my IRL friend, fellow musician, fellow Catholic too, which is cool. And I'm gonna just boom, do a little shout out there in case you're all wondering. Nothing to grab there. Let's do this real quick, and I think we're gonna have to check on the Able Sisters. We got our 7 days in a row bonus. That's pretty good. We're gonna check real quick on the Nook shopping, special goods, anything in the music department. I don't think we have this one, so we'll grab that. We'll also take a look at this just to see. I always like to see if there's new fencing I don't have, but I have it all so far. Okay. My goodness, everybody. Yeah, and I will admit that on, was it, yesterday, Tuesday, I thought it was Monday for most of the day, and I thought about streaming. I'm like, oh, I need to stream tonight. I'm gonna stream tonight. Oh, I'll stream tonight. And then I got back and I said, it's Tuesday, and I wasn't feeling too terribly hot. Well, I was hot. It was a really hot day. And then I thought, all right, I'm gonna just take the evening and relax. Yo, vitamin D, give it all you got. Wow. Oh, all right. It's encouraging. I like this one. Dude, I can do this. Flex those muscles. I learned the encouraging reaction. Hooray! Dude, that's pretty awesome, actually. All right, cool. I guess I needed a little encouragement tonight. That's lovely. I do happen to have a nice cold, icy glass of water with me. I have been making a lot of iced tea lately. It's been really nice. Now I'm officially encouraging. I think that means I can start using this emote, Iron Rusty. The Art of M Cheer. Boom. Sable says, I made a new pattern fabric for you to try out on your custom furniture. Here you go. Cool. Memory Martin says, I hear you. I haven't had good mental days lately, so I told my viewers I'm taking a short break from streaming. You know, I was actually reflecting on streaming and mental health. I gotta tell you, it wasn't until I started streaming consistently, you know, about 4 years ago. Honestly, I will say, those who are considering streaming, one thing to consider is there are a ton of incredible things that go alongside starting streaming, whether as a hobby or I presume as a career. That said, there is a tremendous strain on your mental health, I think. And I tend to think I'm a fairly stable... Oh my gosh, I love these. That's hilarious. I tend to think I'm a fairly stable, you know, individual. I think I've got a lot of wonderful skills and strategies, and you know, I really do think that you know, I possess a lot of what is needed to stay healthy mentally. The ability to be introspective, and the ability to reflect on my life in a positive way, and you know, prayerfulness, mindfulness, lots of things. But that said, streaming has taken a huge toll on me, as maybe one of my particular difficulties is feeling a little bit like my work is a reflection of me, and if people don't like my work, they don't like me. It's also, you know, looking at numbers. That was a big thing. That was tough for a long time for me. I would look at numbers so frequently, and, you know, if people would unfollow, it was something that I took very personally. I thought, what did I do wrong? You know, stuff like that. And this is stuff we could maybe talk about in one of those Let's Chat streams, but suffice to say, yeah, it's tough. Also, this is not what I intended to start wearing, but it's totally what I'm gonna wear. It works. It's actually coordinated, so we're gonna go with that. I kind of dig it. We're also though going to get this and parka and shirt dress. No, we're not. No, we're just gonna go with this. All right, perfect. We're set to go. Sometimes the bad mental health days are the days when you need to go live because it's when you might be able to give a message to someone who needs it. Not only that, sometimes going live can actually be helpful as you connect with those people that you need to connect with, chat telling you things you need to hear. But anyway, I do agree. And yeah, I don't know. It's also worth noting somebody retweeted some wise words regarding creativity, that during this time of COVID-19, there are a lot of people out there being creative and creating and producing. And for some, that makes it stressful because you feel, oh gosh, I need to be holding myself to a standard of producing and creating and getting things out there. And for a lot of people, this is a time just of preparation before another wave of creating. So I felt really guilty that I haven't been putting out more videos. That's my big thing. That's been tough. And I feel like I've kind of been failing this channel, if I'm honest. I really have. I feel like the quality isn't where I want it to be, and my consistency hasn't been where I want it to be, and my intentionality hasn't been where I want it to be. So those are all things to work on, my friends. And I also fear that by sharing this, some people might be turned off and say, I'm out of here. You're just complaining. And fair. But at least I'm complaining with a cozy outfit. And it's yellow, which is actually fitting for Pac-Man, right? And I gotta tell you, there's some really good things that came out of this last weekend. So, my family and I, we actually did finish my garage. So, what that means, we ended up putting up insulation in the ceiling, insulation in all the walls and doors, because they're these barn doors. We put up almost, it was like, let's say quarter inch. It was a little bigger than quarter inch MDO plywood, so medium density overboard plywood, which is actually a really nice smooth finish, kind of like MDF. It's really good. I got some new lights. Now the lights have not been hung yet, but I got new LED shop lights, 8 of them. So it should be really nice in there. And then I also got some new wall plates for all of the electrical. We redid some of the electrical as well. We've got outlets everywhere. So the next step is for me to get in there and paint. I'm going to paint it all white. And then after that, I'm going to install the workbench and build the workbench, I suppose, really. And then I'm going to, oh gosh. Oh, I gotta go up this way or something? What is going on? These shadows are lying to me. And then after that, we've got some storage to build and other stuff to do here. But yeah, so that's the work in progress for right now. And it feels really good, like, to have gotten that accomplished. And it was a wonderful project to do. The reality is that I'm going to have to be thinking about this studio. I've kind of been bad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna level with you. Money, it doesn't grow on trees. I made a couple of decisions recently. I decided, though it was discounted, it was still a hefty purchase. I decided to pick up the Star Wars Arcade 1-Up sit-down arcade cabinet. I'll explain here why. One of my thoughts was, you know, it's hard to know how long these cabinets are available. And, you know, I do have a little FOMO, fear of missing out. But I was also thinking, you know, here's the deal. This is a cabinet I do want to share with the community. I know there's some interest. And I want this to be, since I am an arcade fan and a Star Wars fan, I want this to be a showpiece in my eventual studio. So it's sort of a, you know, something I could justify to myself. However, ooh, nice. You know, I don't see it as crucial as like the building itself for my studio. So here's where I'm at right now. I need to really start packing away for this studio. And we had some back and forth. We were kind of deciding, do we want to maybe just convert half of the garage into the studio? Right now, I'm leaning against that. I really don't think that's going to be the best way to go about this. And there's a few reasons for that. But one of them is simply that it won't be a dedicated, you know, it would be retrofitting a space. It wouldn't be a dedicated space. We would lose a lot of shop area. And one of my goals here is I'd like to very soon share some videos. I'm starting to get plans together. I'm starting to get scripts together. I'm starting to get parts ordered even. I want to do a series of videos from my garage where I put together some arcade cabinets. And I'm planning a vertical orientation cabinet, a horizontal orientation cabinet, and a couple of versions to demonstrate to people how you could do it with few tools, little skill, but some patience and some time, and you know, and on a budget. And so that's actually something that I'm going to be sharing here. Memory Martin says, it reminds me I was at Walmart the other day. I saw Marvel and TMNT arcade 1-up machines. There was a third one, but I forgot what it was. By the time I saw them, my sister dragged me away from the electronics section, so I couldn't take a pic. Aw. Yes, those are some good ones. The TMNT and Marvel have been newly released, so a lot of people have verified that they're actually good quality. I was sharing I had some issues with my Galaga cabinet. I also plan on releasing a video talking about some upgrades I plan on doing with the cabinet and kind of what I intend to do with it. I actually have a lot of thoughts about modding these things. I'm not a fan of modding them. However, there are some improvements to the unit that I feel I really kind of need to make, that I don't feel I need to make on Turtles. Like the Turtles cabinet I think is perfect. It's just what I wanted. I have no plans on changing anything up. But with the Galaga cabinet as a Wave 1 release, you know, and the way that they started, I found issues with it. And enough that I do want to fix those issues. Some of them will be done through the help of Arcade 1-up themselves, and some I'm going to have to, I think, do myself. And so I've got some things on order about that as well. So anyways, those are just some things I wanted to share with you that you can kind of be looking forward to. So, but I'm stuck in this thing. I keep thinking of the things I want to do, and I'm not really focusing on getting things done. I'm still stretched. But it was a wonderful weekend. Thursday and Monday, I actually was able to spend time with my family and just relax. The other 3 days of my long weekend vacation, I was working on the garage, but yeah. And Dash, electrical, not the easiest, that's for sure. Okay, I feel like I want you to use a different nickname, Marina. But you could come up with something different. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. You can come up with something else to call me. I'm sorry. Shucks. Oh well. I do like vitamin B though. It kind of cracks me up. But I just want you to call me something different because Marina, you and I have a special bond, which I may have just blurped. All right. Let's cast some things into my inventory, shall we? Anyway, I'm so sorry, everybody. I know I'm just kind of ranting and everything, but hey, you know what? I really soon I want to get into this. I really do. I just need a little bit of derping, I think. But before we get into that, I'm gonna make another little change here. I think. I'm not sure. Nah, maybe not. No, I think we're good. Just kidding. Okay. So we'll put this in storage. Also, we got a bunch of things here. Wow, we got a lot of stuff from Sahara who visited us. We have construction site flooring. Ivory simple bath mat. Cool, some good stuff, it seems. We'll put all this in storage. Firestorm Dragon says, I've customized my nickname. Maybe it's just different, different prompt, Memory Martin says. I wish it was like New Leaf where you could tell them what the nickname should be. I think you can, but it wasn't allowed there. I think because when Drift, no. Was it Drift? Yeah, when Drift did my nickname originally, he did ask what I wanted it to be, and I could have changed it, but I liked Vitamin B. So, yeah. So it's possible. I just chose not to have that because I liked Vitamin B. What was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. Shucks, I forget. Dash says, not to worry, Mana. It's a rough time for everybody, and you're allowed to be human. I appreciate that. Thanks, Dash. Wow, 3 months.
Time flies.
It sure does. Sure does. Also, butter. But everybody, Twitchy Berry, thank you so much. Can we get some hype and love for Twitchy Berry? I have adored getting to know you, Twitchy Berry. You are such a kind individual. There are some people, you know, I truly, through the last few months, I feel like I've met some really incredible people. I do mourn the loss, so to speak, of some old-time regulars who've gotten busy with other things. And it's not that I blame them or anything like that. It's not a reflection on them. I just miss them. Then I am so grateful for those who've stuck with me, like Dash Magnum, who's been around forever. But you know, all the new folks that I'm starting to meet too, I love it. I feel like I'm really meeting some incredible people. So, and UFO 5 is here. I did it. I finally did it. I got all the DIYs. UFO 5, congratulations, GG. That is pretty cool. That deserves this here. Yay! Twitchy Berry says, my gate is open if you'd like a town tour. Oh, it sounds really tempting, but I'm going to tell you that my goal tonight is actually to unbox this little Pac-Man device I've got, which should be not so great. Oh, also, I totally am not going to get everything out of this rock because I goofed. Yeah, missed it by 1. Mason, hello! How's it going? My goodness. Alright. So, listen everybody, if you would do me a favor, I know this is asking a lot and it's hard, but if you happen to have thoughts on my streaming, things that you miss, things that you like, things that you think I could do better, please share that with me. Please send me a message on Twitter or through Discord and let me know. I'm kind of in a point where I'd like to focus on that and really try to improve with your input. Oh gosh, what did I just do? I just put that away. That's funny. Also, I am needing a little encouragement to just make some things as well. Find the time, carve out the time, and even if it's not perfect, just make it so that it gets out there. But then I also need just some patience, as now just doesn't appear to be the time where I can make everything I want to make. Mason Totes, I'm vibing you. Wait, when did this term become a thing? I'm vibing. It's like, what's the other word that became really big recently? Aesthetic. What's the deal with vibing and aesthetic? Why do we use these words? I don't know. I don't really know, Mason says. I don't know either. Oh, gosh. Gotta admit, I'm a fuddy-duddy who doesn't know about vibing either, Dash says. Yeah, we're fuddy-duddies. Ooh, money. But at least money does grow on trees in this game. That's cool. Jack, hello! Welcome, Jack. Heyo, everyone. Jack, thanks for coming. Alright, so here, this is what we need to do, folks. This is what we need to do. We need to pick up a few more shells. Because they're here. And, my outfit is ridiculous, by the way. It's so ridiculous. Let's just take a snapshot of this, shall we? Zoom in nice and close. And, what would be a funny thing? We could go. Yep. Jack just got the 6-month badge. That's awesome. Yay. Congratulations. And sub hype for Twitchy Berry, by the way. Thank you so much, Twitchy Berry. Okay. It's Gen Z. I don't understand, Mason says. Okay. That just cracks me up right there. So, friends, we're gonna duck out of here. We're gonna duck out of this game for a minute. We're gonna snap our fingers and go like that. And the thing that we're gonna do here, we're gonna actually switch over to retro as our category. Boom, done, and done. So what I want to do on camera here is open up this right here. This is the @Games Bandai Namco Flashback Blast. Again, this was an add-on. It was $4 and some change, $4 and some change to add this in with my Star Wars Arcade 1-Up sit-down cabinet that I pre-ordered. This particular unit is notorious because, and I'll give you a little history on this. So, those of you who are unfamiliar with this YouTuber, I encourage you to check them out. John Hancock, really nice guy. I've met him. He actually founded one of the gaming conventions that I attended frequently and actually hope to continue to attend. He is working on building up a video game museum. He has literally dozens of complete collections for video game consoles. And he reviewed this unit. His review was, hey, this is great. This is really cool. What it is it's this little controller. It's just a wireless controller. And then up here, this is the actual dongle. It's just an HDMI stick, very much like, say, the Kindle Fire Stick, Fire TV Stick, or whatever it's called. It's that principle. You plug it in, there's a little USB cable that powers it, and you're done. When he reviewed this was a new product. At Games was releasing the Atari Flashback X or 10. I'm not sure how they actually want it to be pronounced, but I'm going to go ahead and say actually it's supposed to be the Flashback 10 because I think it is actually the 10th Flashback. And they were releasing these Flashback Blasts. Now, I actually saw these at the store. I picked one of these up for $4 at my local store a while back, and gave this along with the Activision Blast, which had a bunch of Atari 2600 Activision games, to my cousin's son, for his birthday. And then I happened to actually get all of the other blasts that were being sold for $4 and keeping them, including getting another copy of the Activision one. But this one... this one is weird. I gave this one away because I said I've got these games, are good games. He'll want this one more than the ones that I've got. And I knew this was kind of the best, supposedly the best one. But here's the thing. On the review, John Hancock said, this is pretty good. It's got all of these arcade games on it. Dig Dug, Galaga, Galaxian, Mappy, Pac-Man, Sky Kid, The Tower of Druaga, Xevious, and also in some editions of this, what is it called? Pack Attack? No. What's the isometric one? I always forget that one, the name, but it's like my favorite Pac-Man game, and I always forget what it's called. They're the arcade games on the stick. And you can see on the back here, check this out. See? Right there. This is how it's advertised. What I believe is that what I'm going to unpack now is what At Games did incorrectly. They sent these units out to reviewers, and then when this went to store shelves, it was an entirely different product on the inside. It looked the same, packaging was the same, but instead of the arcade ROMs on the stick, instead of that, they actually used Nintendo versions of the games, Nintendo Entertainment System versions. And so false advertising, yes, very much yes. Not a good thing at all. Now, still, the games, the NES games are good. It's just false advertising. Later, there's this is one of the problems I do have with At Games still. They often have these special editions of the exact same thing, and I just don't understand why. I would like for this one to have that other Pac-Man title. And I think the one I gave my cousin's son, I think that one had it. I can't remember. But for some reason, this one doesn't. And it's just weird that they do that. And they do that with a lot of their products. And my Atari 2600 Flashback 10 also had another version that had 10 extra games on it. And it's just kind of random, and I don't know why. And there's no way to add them. But often it's a Sam's Club exclusive thing, or it's weird. Anyway, I don't like that practice. That is one fault I find. So I'm kind of sharing all this with you, not because I want to rat on At Games, but I do feel like it's worth mentioning that they have some business practices that I don't find to be consumer friendly. So far, clearly, false advertising, sending a product out to YouTubers for review that then is not reflecting the final product. And two, having these versions that essentially they look the same. The box is the same, the name's the same, but some have more games and some don't, and they cost the same, and it's just kind of weird. Yeah, I don't like it. But let's unbox this. So, I'll tell you a little additional piece too. So first of all, it comes in this interesting corrugated molded cardboard, which I think is kind of funny. Later, after this became a real serious thing, I think Atari or At Games has kind of worked to remedy this. I'll explain that in a little bit, but remind me if I get distracted. So in here, then you have first of all this little instruction booklet. All of these blast systems come with a couple of stickers that are reflective of the games that you're getting, whether they're the Atari ones or whatnot. And then in here, you've got this. It's yellow. I don't know why it shows up that way, but my green screen, sorry, is kind of making a muck of this. But there's the yellow blast. I'll show that in a moment. And then flip this around, and you've got a simple, tiny USB micro USB cable, and this is a really short one, and you've got the controller. Let's start there. All right. Could you explain, okay. Mason says, could you explain why you don't like it, but you said the NES games were good? I'm just real confused. The NES games are good. However, I would prefer to have the arcade games. But more importantly, the box shows that they're the actual arcade games on the box. The early review units for YouTubers and all the YouTube video content on these systems show that they're the arcade games. But when you buy it, it's the NES versions of the game. It's false advertising. And I would say, if you are someone who has a lot of nostalgia for a particular version of the game, nowadays you think of video games being published on different consoles as not a huge deal, because generally there are only very minor differences. But back then, the structures of the computers that were actually, playing these games were so different that different ports of the game played, looked, and sounded vastly different, and that's the case here. So that's that. Hopefully that made it make a little more sense there. Okay. Controller. It is clearly a Sega Genesis inspired controller. 6-button. It's the 3-button shape, like the 3-button Sega Genesis shape, but with 6 buttons. Plus you've got these 3 here and an on-off. Oops, on-off here. I'm mirrored, so it confuses me. On the back, you have a place to put your batteries. It takes 2 AAAs, which I just happen to have right here. We're going to go with Duracell. 2 AAA Duracell batteries, brand new. We'll put those in the back. In here, it's a little hollow sounding, but that adds a little bit of weight as well, so it's not bad. Okay, so the on-off button is here. It's a slider. The buttons that we have here are labeled A, B, C, X, Y, Z, menu, rewind, and start at the top. So that's kind of nice, the start button being in the center, and then menu and rewind down there. Placement's good. Buttons are actually pretty good on this one. Now, I think I've played one of my other... I've played all of these flashbacks just to try the ones that I have. This one feels a little bit better, I think, than some of the others, but it still has a little bit of the issue I've noticed on the others, which is you can see a lot of these clones of the Genesis controllers have the buttons really high on this side for some reason, and this one's not as high, but it's a little bit noticeable. Does that make sense? See that? Just kind of sticks up. It's to be honest, it's not really a big deal. The weird thing is with most of these games, they only use one button, so you're only ever going to be using probably the A in this one. I don't get that. The other buttons seem good. The plastic actually feels pretty good. In fact, I think it may even be a little sturdier than a lot of the clones of these controllers. Definitely not as sturdy as a Genesis controller, but not that far off. Here's where things really get let down. This little device here, man. You can even see kind of into the bottom of that. There's this tiny little peg. Can you see that? Just barely. It's a tiny little peg, a post that this sits on, this directional pad. I've actually been a fan of directional pads my entire life. I don't know why. It's just my preferred input for video games. And I actually pay attention to these a lot. The design that Nintendo has actually ended up being patented, and so other companies had to try and derive an alternative. And Sega did by creating a system where it was a circular pad that sat on a metal bearing and rocked. However, it was very low, very smooth. This is very high, and it feels like it's just sitting on this little like toothpick and kind of moving around. It feels like it would probably like snap off if you move it too hard. See that? It's just kind of the whole thing feels real loose. And you can see air underneath there. This is definitely a cheap version of this. And I almost wonder if I can like pull this off. Nah. No, I think it might actually be, I don't know how it's actually connected, but it's not coming off. So I guess that's a good thing. All right, so there's that. This little guy here, I know it's bad, the green screen. I tested it before and it seemed okay, but I think I changed a few things so it's not as okay. But there's just a little slipcase. Now, one cool thing is, I don't know if you can tell that, on the back, they actually put the At Games logo as a ventilation grill. So that's kind of cool. So this, plugged in with this, that's your system. You connect it wirelessly with this and you're good to go. Any questions right now? Are we good? Best not to force it off. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that if I want to stream something. By the way, just so we know, we still have our Pac-Man Tamagotchi, just so you know. All right. I'm going to put this on here so that we can, so I can plug this in. I do need to get the power, which I may have to, I just realized I may have to do some finagling here of my setup because I didn't prepare for that power. Oh, wait, no, actually, I happen to have something right here that will work. Yay! Boom, it is now powered. I just got to plug it in. And unfortunately, that plan did not work because of how I have my setup here. I was trying to grab my adapter, I just realized, for my 3DS, but that would not work because the 3DS is connected to the PC. This will work. There we go. Maybe? Yay! Okay. I'm grabbing my Atari 2600 Flashback 10 power and then plugging that in. Finally, I'm plugging the whole unit into my HDMI dealio, and I guess we're getting video, so that's a good thing. Yay! All right. Boom. It seems to be working. Let's go ahead. Sounds pretty straightforward. Yeah, you plug it in, and yet, you know, I had my things all messed up. All right. Let's take a look. Ready? Boom! No. I hate when this does this. It's deactivate and activate. No! That's the other thing. See, I should have realized this. It's not 1080p. It's 720. See, we're learning things already, everybody. I'll fix this off camera here. So it is, in fact, a 720p signal, which means that we are not filling the screen here, obviously. But that's okay. We can fix that real quick. Just drag this over here. Move that behind there. And we're good. And now we can transition over. There we go. So this is what we're seeing on the screen. And what about audio? Anything in the background? Any kind of background music? I'm not hearing anything right now. Let me try connecting the controller. That's is loud. Ah, gosh. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got it shows featured Pac-Man. I can go Dig Dug, Galaga, Sky Kid, Mappy, Galaxian, the Tower of Druaga. I don't actually know this one. I'm not familiar with that game. And Xevious. I think this one is what the other Pac-Man title replaced on the other version of this. But there we go. So that's what you have. Let's look at the menu. So about. There we go. About Blast, multiplayer and game instructions. And Dash says the lol definitely works. And doop, and the sound works. Iron Rusty says. Multiplayer and game instructions. Multiplayer games support gameplay for more than one player. Up to 2 can play at the same time with the purchase of a Player 2 Blast controller. Aha! I have something to say about this. So I've got all these. I've got a slew of these now, right? Because I've purchased a few of these flashback blasts. They appear, at least, and I haven't really tested this, they appear to be all connected to the particular stick. And you can actually see on here, right here, on the very top, let me show you here. It actually says, I don't know if you can make that out, it has a little icon, but it's hard to see. See that right there? It says player 1. Boy, that's real hard to see. See if I actually got it. You can kind of tell. It says player 1. It's in that little square. Anyway, so you need to buy a player 2 controller to play 2-player games. Even though I have all of these little plastic, and I'm going to be honest, pretty low quality controllers. They're very hollow feeling. They're pretty low quality. I've got a bunch of them now. You know, like what, 6, 7, 8 of these. But I need to buy a player 2 controller. Now, I have never seen a player 2 controller for sale. I don't know if they ever were for sale. So I don't know. By the way, apparently someone could scan the left side QR code and register this blast and earn a chance to win. So maybe don't. Okay. I might do that later, to be honest. But here's the thing. Here's the deal about these blasts. I don't really know, like, that I would say. I mean, I'm not impressed by them thus far already. By the quality of the controller, the fact that you need to buy another one, and these retailed for at least $30. I think they were retailing at one point for $60. I think that was the manufacturer's suggested retail price, was $60 for these things. Definitely overpriced. Now, honestly, at $4, I'm thinking it's still pushing it for the quality of what you're getting, if I'm honest. But we'll find out. We'll keep going. Like I would say if this was, 20 or 15 retail, yeah. But here's where the value proposition comes in. 2 things. First of all, At Games released that arcade cabinet. And what they did, and it was very clever, that they included a place to plug in HDMI dongles or HDMI signals and USB right there that could be either for, I think it can be for power or data. I think it can do, I know it can do both. So these little flashbacks plug right into the top of the arcade cabinet, and boom, you have access to more games that you can play right on your arcade cabinet. And the cool thing is your arcade sticks, including the second player controls, automatically are mapped to this game. But you're saying, well, but these are the NES games, not the actual arcade games. You'd be right, except finally AtGames did the right thing and released a version of this that is a slightly different color. It's a little bit more orange than this, that is branded as the Arcade Legends, or Pac-Man Arcade Legends Blast, or something like that. And it has the arcade ROMs, whereas this has the NES. But let's go ahead. I mean, who knows? Maybe this does have it somehow. I don't know. Let's hit A to select and see what we get. That is definitely not the arcade version. That is very clearly, and I think you can even already tell, a fairly stretched out and smoothed out. It looks like it has a 2x filter with some other sort of scaling, smoothing algorithms running as well. And interesting, this is the Tengen version of the Pac-Man game for the NES. It even says it right there. They just appeared to have taken out any kind of... well, actually, I don't think the Tengen version had any reference to Nintendo to begin with. So there we go. All right. Mary Martin asks, oh, did I hear that Toby Fox is working on a new Mother game? No, I actually did not. But let's go ahead and... Oh boy. So the nice thing is that the controls work. So, like, you can move in the direction that you want to move. So that's good. Like, that's a bonus, I guess. Like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Or review something and then say lots of things. We're going for the full score. Oh no, we goofed. There we go. We got them all. Boom. All right. Is this something I would be satisfied with? Like, oh, we have a rewind function. Let's see what happens if we go in here. We're like, yeah, we're just rocking this. We are rocking this. Ah, sugar. If I hit rewind. Oh, snap. Oh. Interesting. So you can Pac-Man for days here. If I go like this and then hit rewind again, or do I hit A? And then you hit A and then you go right back into it, and then there you go. So that's kind of cool. Isn't the one that's darker red supposed to be orange? Yeah, I think you're right. I'm not sure that it was in the NES version of Pac-Man. To be honest, I didn't really play the NES version of Pac-Man a lot, ever, really. But being that it's an 8-bit conversion of the arcade, I wouldn't be surprised if that's just how the game was. It does look kind of orange on here, but it's definitely more of a red hue. You are correct. Right. Oh! Well, good thing we have that rewind function. Boom, and we can go right into it. Alright, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of cool. But you can already tell, like, things are stretched out. It's just kind of messy. Like, I could fix it. Sort of. But yeah, I don't know. Okay. Not great. And the menu, it's not great either. But that looks cool. I like the loading screen. All right, so that's Pac-Man. we'll just go through these. We'll go through these. So they did create an arcade version of this. They also put out like a Disney one and a Star Wars one. And they're putting more of these out there, and these are all compatible with the AtGames, the Legends Ultimate Arcade Machine. And that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. The idea is really cool. The implementation is cheap, and that's where I struggle. And I think AtGames has always tried to get licenses, and it's focused on getting, lots and lots of games out there. Get these licenses and just, turn a profit. Make these products, and just they're always updating their lineup of things, and that's worked for them clearly because they still get licenses and they still sell things. For those who are in the know, see, I think this is the kind of thing that, a grandma shopping for a grandson might be inclined. Oh, he likes video games. I'm gonna get this. My sonny, he plays all the Fortnites. I betcha that he might like this. Is Bandai Namco Flashback Blast, because it's like the shooties he plays. He says blast on it. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, or people that are, I don't have a lot of room. I just want, I'm going to just pick up some. The mini consoles clearly did this better. And I've heard that the things that they used, the hardware itself should be able to handle this. So, hey, Chronolox, welcome on in. We're gonna play a little bit of Galaxian. I've been playing this on my arcade game. I'm actually really excited to play this again. Ooh, it's a little faster, I think, than on my arcade. I gotta tell you, I think Galaxian might be my favorite Space Invaders clone, and I think I like this even better than Galaga. I played this a lot on my cabinet. I just really dig it. It's a lot of fun. And this version, this NES version, I've never played before, I don't think. Whew. But it's good too. Like, I would get into this. This is not bad. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. If I was just wanting a $5 games machine, I wasn't really much of a gamer, I was just like, hey, I'm going to put something on my TV and we're going to have fun. Like, I'd go with this. It's not bad, actually. Not bad. Can't believe I lost there. We're going to play one round, I guess, right? Oops, that was terrible. Chronos slides into chat. What did you find there? If Mana Sprout ever has kids, please use that exact voice. Will do. I'm going to try something here. As one of these guys comes, I want to see. Okay, some versions of this, if you have your missile still at the top of your ship, when the bugs come down, the aliens come down, will actually cause them to take a hit, because the hitbox is on the entirety of the missile, even when it's not shot, even when it's on your hull. So I guess this is more arcade accurate, but I wanted to know if that was how they had this set up. So yeah, like, honestly, I could see myself putting some time into this. Hey, I was safe by a mile, Chronos says. Called out at the plate. Nice. So there's Galaxian. Not bad. Let's quit. Head out of here. Twitchy Berry says, for space shooters, I went straight from Space Invaders to Gyrus. Missed these initially. Did you go back and play them? Do you like them? What do you think? Hey, let's go to Galaga next, even though I don't know why Galaxian and Galaga are so far apart. Let's actually, we probably should end on this one. Nah, we'll yeah, you know what? Let's end on this. Oh, I just rewound. Let's go to menu. We're going to end with that one. You like them now? Nice. Okay. Here's one of my faves, Dig Dug. A monk friend of mine was a huge fan of Dig Dug. I really, like, I have such fond memories of him in our student union. We had a Dig Dug arcade machine and in college, and he would come down in his full monastic habit and he would just play his Dig Dug. He had the high score on the machine, and you know, I tried. I was never really good at Dig Dug, but I loved watching him play. He knew all the strats. He could get pretty far. Anyway, how is everyone now that I'm in the dugout? Kronos says. You know what? Not too bad. We're enjoying this goofy little game. Okay, so like I said, these NES versions of the games, they're really not that bad. Like, if this was billed as an NES version of these, you know, like if the advertising said you're getting the NES versions, I wouldn't hesitate to tell you pick this up. Like, if you know what you're getting into, like I did, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. Like, you're getting some cool things. But if you're someone who played these in the arcade machine, in the arcade, and you're used to how they play, oh gosh. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. Like, you're gonna be disappointed. This is not at the same quality. Yeah, that was not so... Oh, gosh. Okay, well, that went poorly. Like I said, I'm not good at Dig Dug. Memory Martin's only ever played Galaga. You've never played Galaxian then, huh? All right, menu, quit. Let's get out of here. And I actually did a full Dig Dug stream before, by the way. I think I might do another one of these days. Mappy is a game that I sort of want to love, and yet I still don't fully understand how it plays. Twitchy Berry says, I wish they put Dig Dug on the DS Namco Museum cartridge. Hey, speaking of that, there's a really cool looking collection of Bandai Namco games on... See, I want to love Mappy, I just don't know how to play it, really. Like, what? Is jump? I'm pushing all the buttons, everybody. Okay, let's try it again. What if I go like this? Oh. Aha! Oh! Okay, I'm gonna try to figure this out. I want to figure out how to play Mappy. How do you play Mappy? So you go here, you do like a jump, and then you can go where you want to go. Oh snap. So you can't jump. Yeah, that's not where you want to go. The heck is this game? What is going on? Okay, so we can go like that. Oh, but then... Mappy, it's definitely a good game. This is a good game. It's a solid game. And Memory Martin never heard of Galaxian until I got my machine. All right. Oh, sugar. What if I go this way? No. See, I remember this game I was never good at. Chrono, I'm with you. Oh, okay. Let's go this way. And if we go like this, I mean, okay. So if I go like that, and then like that, and then like that. Oh, Snapple. Is that just like the Mona Lisa hanging out there? What? Oh, they like, if they hit a door, they get whacked or something. Okay. Oh, do that. Oh. No! No! Okay, we kind of got a little bit farther. Let's try it again. We're gonna like actually see if we can't learn Mappy here. Like, it's just a game that looks good, and I was actually thinking about this game the other day. I was researching it a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I wanna learn how to actually play this, but I don't want to just like look up how to play it. Like, I actually want to learn it, you know? Okay. But this is what would happen in the arcades. You'd be like, oh, I want to learn how to play this game, and then, you know, you lose all your quarters. Oh, nice. Okay, so it looks like... Oh, okay. You can kind of fake them out. Uh-huh. I think I would just jump on the trampoline over and over. That's a good idea. Oh, I can't go any further up there, so I have to... Oh, the trampoline! Was it because so many of us were on... Oh! You can't jump on the trampoline over and over. See, they change color. So if I do 1 jump, 2 jump, 3... When it's red, that's it. Ah. Okay. Cool. We're learning. So then that's going to turn white, and I can do 1 more jump, which works. And then up here. And then that little guy is just... Even when they're like that! Okay. Yeah. Now you're getting the hang of it, Dash says, except... I'm done. It's a dumb game. Alright, Sky Kid, another game I really never played. And I also want to learn. So let's try this one here, Sky Kid. Bomb the target. I'm not quite sure how this works. So we'll find out here. Or maybe it's getting the hang of mana, Chronos says. Alright. So if I go like up. Ah. I think I got too low or something. Let's see. Is there another button I'm supposed to use here? Okay. So I can go up. Oh, I can do a little whoop-de-doo. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, okay. It's a dumb game. Let's try it again. All right. Yeah, I don't fully know how this one works, but I like that I can whoop-de-doo. Don't go so low. Probably should remember that. All right. But yeah, see how this is stretched weird like this? It's really, it's not great. What I think I'm gonna do, everybody, tell me if you think this is a good idea. Tell me if you'd be interested. I think on a couple of these, because some of these games are actually on the NES Classic Edition. No, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try and see if I can't pass the first level. I want to see a quickest game over I've seen today. Chronos says probably true. I'm gonna see how this compares to the NES Classic Edition. All right, no, I am gonna quit because my pride is hurt. Do a loop-de-loop. All right, and then we also have the Tower of Druaga. I've never played this. I don't know what this is at all. So this is kind of fun. We got a few new things. Do a barrel roll. Oh, wrong game. Chronos says the Tower of Druaga. Start. Nice music. I like it. Some little knight, and it looks like... Oh. So don't do that. Oh, I have a little sword. Oh, like a... I can go... Whoop-ch, whoop-ch, whoop-ch. Can I... Whoop-ch. Oh, there we go. Okay. Buttons do things. A and B. That's sort of like swinging your sword. Actually, an Alarian roll, Memory Martin says. Huh, at least you're consistent dying on first try, Chronos says. Name of this game is familiar, but I couldn't tell you where from. So it's like... I can like... Yeah, and there's a treasure chest down there. Oh my gosh, this music is so loud. Okay, maybe we get that treasure. But yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Like, I could make this a little bit better if I did a couple of things. Why is that it counted down? Okay. Now what do I do? Hold on. There's a number counting down, which seems foreboding. I'm gonna try something. All right, hang tight, everybody. I'm just gonna try and get this to work here. Oh, well that happened. Let's start that one again. I'm just wanting to see. Okay. So if I go like this. And I'm just gonna approximate how this, I think, ought to fit in here. And then you can tell me what you think. I think that's right like that, so... That seems a lot more accurate. Let's switch it. This is how I think it ought to look. Now, it's not what I'm seeing on the screen, mind you, okay? But you can see it's just a little bit more squished. The font, yeah, that font looks a lot more accurate. Yeah, spacing looks more accurate. I think that is kind of how it's meant to look. I may not have it quite perfect in there, actually. But it's pretty close. Might be close enough. I could... Again, this is what it looks like, right? So that's kind of weird to me. It's just not quite accurate. I think I need to go a little bit more in and out. Oh boy. Okay. Let's fix this again. That seems pretty accurate. Let me switch it back. That's kind of how I have it. I think that's right. Anyway, yeah, so that's how it like could work. So if I were to jump back here, let me actually go to the menu, maybe, if it will work. What's going on? It's not working anymore. It's like desynced. The colors aren't even on there. Try maybe shutting off, turning on. Now the color's on there, and I wonder if it just like times out or something. Okay, so here we are. We're back on this menu. Let's we'll go to Xevious in a second. Let's go back to Pac-Man. Or no, we'll do this on Galaga when we get to it. We'll do Xevious right now, and then we're gonna get back to Galaga, and we'll show it in the two different, like the slightly squashed and then the stretched out that it is, okay? So here we go. Now, I thought Zaxxon was isometric. Or, no, this is Xevious, sorry. I thought it was Zaxxon for a moment. Alright, here we go. So yeah, we're playing Xevious here, that's right, okay. For a moment there, I looked at this and I was like, what? That's not Zaxxon. Oh, yeah. Alright. And this is, you know, I actually really like these horizontal shooters like this. I've always been a fan. Always been a big fan. But, you know, I mean, let's get real here for a moment. How much would you spend for something like this? Who out here... Like, and if you like this, please, I'd love to know why. Like, I'm not trying to bash you if you like this. What do you see as the use of something like this? Does this tickle your fancy? Is this something you would possibly get? Does it interest you at all? Who might this be for? Who do you think would really enjoy a device like this? I'm really curious. I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. This is the thing. Like, and if it had really good, solid arcade games on it, and that's what you're looking for, like, that's pretty good. If you have a lot of nostalgia for all of these games on the NES, it might be really good. Then again, then the controller doesn't replicate the NES. And another interesting thing is you have 6 buttons, but you only use 2 at most. I don't know. It just seems like if you're going to cash in on nostalgia, if you're looking to put these games out, do like Arcade 1-Up and try to replicate the experience, you know? Or do like the mini consoles and have the correct controls, you know? But, you know, if these are available and they're $4 and you want a toy to mess around with for a little bit, hey, I've gotten a little bit of fun out of this. I learned a little bit more on Mappy. That's good, right? This looks fun. Don't know if I get this system because I've got Switch Online, right, Memory Martin? That is a good point too. Okay, let's load out or back out of there. So that was Xevious. So okay, let's go and look. It even says find more classics at games.us. That's funny. They're even promoting their device there. Let's go into Galaga. And let's actually transition to this. This is kind of how it ought to look, I think. Yeah, thereabouts. It should be a 4:3 aspect ratio, roughly this. Are the stars getting all the way through there? I can't quite tell. Let me actually look. Are we getting all the stars? Let me see. Does look like there's maybe a little bit of unused space at the top, so it's close. It's pretty close. We're talking a little bit of space at the top that might need cropping. Bottom looks good though, so let me actually. This is what it's looking like on my screen, which I can tell you is not super. So if I were to crop this a little bit more, to about yay maybe, and then up like so. Let me see. I think I just about got this. So it'd be more like this. That seems a little bit better. Yeah. That's kind of how it should look, and so you can mess with it, and maybe your television will display this a little bit more accurately. But to me that's kind of strange. It's just a little strange. But okay, anyway. Oh man, I didn't know Andros was in this game. Yes, the other one there. All right, let's actually play this for real. I want to play some Galaga. I'm gonna show off how well I've learned this game by playing it on my arcade cabinet. Let's try this. Now, I actually don't recall playing this more than a little bit when I was playing. Oopsie, I didn't mean to get that Galaxian. Or, yeah. Galaga. Or whatever it is. I forget the name. I only played this a little bit on the NES Classic Edition. But all right, we're gonna see how far we can get. This is not the version that I've been playing. And it's interesting. It's not terrible. It plays very differently. Oh shoot, I was trying to go for it. Oh well, here, let's see if we can't get in. Not fast enough. Darn. That wasn't super. I was trying to get in there to get the final there, but didn't quite make it. Alright, is it gonna give me another chance at redemption? Nah. Of course not. Challenging stage, there's no way I'm gonna get everything here. Oh. Yeah, no way. Challenging stages are accurate, but it's weird because I'm used to it being like more vertical, you know? It's a vertical game. Oof, yeah, I'm doing horribly. And my point of reference is gone. That's another interesting thing. Like, I can't find center easily. I just realized on my arcade cabinet, when I'm looking for center, I go for in between the power and volume buttons. But on here, I don't have that. Like, I'd have to figure out, maybe on my bezel, I could put, like, some tape or something. The bezel of my monitor. But that's an interesting thing to note. Something I hadn't really considered before, hadn't even thought about. Oops, I just got shot. This is kind of, actually, I'm starting to dig this. Like, oh boy, that was close. Okay, come on. There's 1,600 points. Yeah, that's what I want. Oh, wait. I just realized I don't have, that's game over now. I thought I had a ship. Whoops. I don't. So, alright, okay, do you all want to see what this would look like on the Nintendo NES Classic Edition? Would you like to see that? Should I plug that in real quick? I feel like I should. Because this is, it's a thing. It's a thing. But would I recommend it, ultimately? Would I recommend this? What do y'all think? I've been a little hard on it. If the price is right, it's kind of cool. I like it. But yeah, let's compare. Let's go ahead and hook up the NES Classic Edition real quick. All right, I'm gonna put the. Oh gosh, I just realized something here, everybody. Oops, I'm still in studio mode. So you're seeing this is what I was talking about, the stretched screen there. I actually intended to go to this, which I hadn't done, or to my full face thing here, which I hadn't done, because I was on studio mode in my OBS. But you could see how I had to crop the screen in order to make it sort of fit the aspect ratio. So that kind of is interesting. Let me go to this real quick. I'm going to hook up my NES Classic Edition. And we're going to go from there. See what this looks like. I think I'm going to do that. All right. So, powering down this unit. I just undo the controller. And then I think I just unplug the power. I think that's all I do on the stick. So we're going to do that real quick. And everybody, I'm going to be right back. Thank you for hanging out with me and being patient. I will be as quick as I can getting this all set up. I think it's going to be worth demonstrating. So please be patient with me, and I'll see you in a few. Chronolox, thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry that you have to head out, but have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. And I will catch you again really soon. All right. I'm unplugging the unit. There we go. Boy, this will definitely be easier once I get my setup the way I want it. But for now, this should work. And I'm plugging this in with my official USB cable just to be on the safe side. Which did mean a little more dismantling, but hey, I just, you can't find these NES classics that easily, so yeah. Okay, I think I got everything plugged in. I just need to grab a controller. So, let me do that real quick. I've got some boxes around here. Okay. Fun fact. It's a very, very short controller cords. Anyway, I put these on my controllers to make storage a little bit easier, but to be honest, the NES Classic Edition, you kind of don't really need it because the cable is so short. In fact, I think the cable tie might actually be just as long as the cable. Anyway, okay. Plug this in. Get this nice and close to us. I think the idea was that you would have this close to you and just kind of be able to use the buttons on the system itself and everything. So I think that was sort of part of the intent. But, okay, we're going to go ahead and start this. I'm going to go ahead and put my earbuds in. We can hear that music. Already such a lovely experience. I really do like the quality of this, and the sound is really, really nice. And it just so happens, as a matter of fact, that, look, it works. So there we are. Let's scroll over. There's Galaga right there. Demons of Death. That's funny. That's really funny. All right, let's go ahead and play Galaga, shall we? Now, you can already tell, look at that. We've got a nice, sharp picture. Now, to be honest, I actually wouldn't mind some filters because, of course, in fact, how it looked before, it wasn't bad. I mean, these games, they were pixelated, but they did have filters. But actually, one thing I can already tell is I think there was some screen tearing I wasn't paying attention to on the last game. I think so. I really do. This just looks cleaner. But the big thing also is you can see on the aspect ratio what a difference. Now, if I switch over and go to where I was before, that might be more compressed than it needs to be. In fact, I think it is. Which tells me, yeah, I think so. You know, one way I can kind of test this. Let's back out for a moment, shall we? So if we go back here, right, and you kind of see it's stretched. But if we go to this, all right, we choose something like, let's go to a classic like Super Mario Brothers, right? We go to this. Here we go. This is how we can tell. So if we go back here and we go to this, yeah, see how much more compressed squashed this is than it needs to be. So we'll fix that real quick. And then we should see a good improvement in the quality here. The reason is because on this other one I had squashed it to compensate for the last game, which tells me that the aspect ratio was not correct in the last game. Does that make sense, everyone? Are you following me on that? Because I know that may not sound clear. This is clear as mud, right? In other words, I compensated for the last system, and as a result, on this system where actually things are correctly displayed in that 720p, it looks incorrect. Cool. So like if I go to this, that looks roughly right. Pretty close to right. Not bad. Yeah. You're picking up what you're putting down. Spyro, hello. How are you doing? Welcome on in, Spyro. So yeah, so there we go. So this is how this game looks here. That looks a lot more accurate to me. Yeah. So on this system, this is how it's supposed to look. Oops, I hit the button, I thought. There we go. All right, let's go back to Galaga. And what we're doing here, by the way, my friend Spyro, is we are playing the NES Classic Edition to compare it to this AtGames Blast unit. And let's go ahead and just start this, see how this goes. Family's doing well. I'm doing well. I had a nice weekend. I got to play around in the garage doing a whole bunch of work in there, which was good. Now, let's see. Audio, a little quieter here. Let's get that up. But it sounds correctly emulated. Yeah, this is not bad. Colors, though, are interestingly not as bright. Now, I know that some people have pointed out this is a constant challenge in emulating the Nintendo Entertainment System. The way that colors are reproduced kind of differs. Like, there's different schools of thought. So what I would suggest in this is that this to me looks darker than I normally experienced. I think my system growing up felt a lot more saturated and colorful. The contrast was a little bit like, I think this is maybe undersaturated and overly contrasted. Okay, let's try this challenging stage. There we go. Hey, there we go. Now we're cruising. Now, also, this D-pad is... Oh, no! This D-pad is much, much better than the AtGames unit. So that helps. That helps. You're grinding levels on Kingdom Hearts? Nice. Have you been playing some music, my friend? Are you safe? Are you healthy? What have you been up to? Spyro, I'm sorry I haven't chatted with you more lately. How also are things with the Savage Squad? Shoutouts to the Savage Squad. For those of you who don't know, Spyro is a member of this group. Spyro and let's see, we've got Scooter102089 and Weapon X Metsu. And we've got Cajun Kishi and all kinds of great people involved in this. And they play a bunch of games in a theme over the month and support one another and support smaller streamers and cool stuff like that. So shout outs to Spyro. They're doing Indie Month next month. Nice. And doing some recruiting as well. Very cool. Ooh, it's close. Oh. That was my ticket out of here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ah, shucks. All right, we're not probably going to get quite the score that I'm hoping. It's subtly different than the arcade, folks. Okay, we're going to keep going, though. Stage 6. Let's see how far we can get in this. And this will be a neat little warm-up to actually playing the arcade cabinet. So a couple of my ideas, by the way, I actually ordered... I ordered a few things for that cabinet, which of course puts it over the $50 price point, but it's like nickel and dimes kind of things. And so the most expensive thing, which I have not purchased, but I think I will, especially if Arcade 1UP doesn't ship a new controller for me, is I think I might try replacing the controller with an official Sanwa controller. So we'll see. Let's try this again. You're doing Yooka-Laylee franchise and Horizon Chase Turbo. Nice, Spyro. Those are good. Those are really good. Very nice. By the way, if anybody out there is new, and I don't know if we have anybody who's new. I don't even know who all is here right now. Got kind of a slow retro stream tonight, just kind of hanging out. But if you do like what you're seeing, if you feel like this is cool content, please consider a follow and joining me. I'm playing a lot of Animal Crossing as of late. I am an E for Everyone variety streamer, but I've been certainly focusing a good deal of time on Animal Crossing. I've very much been enjoying it. And, you know, you might just find that it's exactly what you're looking for these days. All right. Oh, I goofed. I goofed everybody. When you do that, you have to wait until the next round to get your ship back. Which is not awful, but it's a little annoying. I think it comes back. Doesn't. Oh, I just shot it though. No. Well, I got a hefty boost in my score, so that's good. There we go. All right. How are things progressing with selecting start? Haven't heard much about it. Well, we don't have any news at the moment. Honestly, it's been off my radar since I've been trying to cope with COVID-19 at work and just everything else life is throwing at me. But it's very much something that I'm hoping to get back and up and running in the summer months, which are, I suppose, upon us. I guess maybe in 2 weeks officially, right? Is that what it is? There we go. I got perfect, by the way, and 10,000 points.
We're detecting strange
Scooter, thank you.
It appears we've been hosted.
Thank you so much for that, host. We're playing some retro Galaga. This version being the one on the NES Classic Edition, which is being played because the one I wanted to compare it to the Games Bando Namkai Blast. Bando Namkai? What did I just say? Bandai Namco. Bando Namkai. That's a new one, everybody. That's some chicked cooking right there. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Bando Namkai. Everyone, you know, they make Puckman. Muckpan. Okay. Oh, shucks. Something like that. Oh, dear. All right. So, Spyro, what have you been doing for fun lately? I'm hoping I can get enough of a score here. Nope. Shucks. I was going to try and rack up enough points to get a 1-up, but I did not. Okay. No Bando Namkai made Duckman. Right, that's right. Yes, Scooter. They made Duckman. Awesome. All right, we're gonna see if I can't break 10,000. That's what I want to get. That's what I'm aiming for, everyone. Yeah, that's 16,000 points right there. And then we'll get our ship abducted. I thought Bando Namkai was a Dragon Ball character, Dash says. Which is funny, because I think Bandai Namco actually does own the rights to the Dragon Ball franchise for video games. Or maybe it's Bando Presto, or it is Bando Presto, right? Or Bandai Presto? Bandai Presto. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all these names wrong. Okay, honestly, where was Galaga and Galaxian all my life? Like, I've only recently discovered these games, but man, they're good. I kind of dismissed them as Space Invaders clones and just thought, Space Invaders is better. But like, no. That's not true. Ah, darn. That's disappointing. Yeah, 39. Could have done better. Could have done better. So I missed that 10,000 bonus points, but that's okay. Let's get all these guys. There we go. Alright. Man, this is... Oh, no! Nuts and bolts. It's alright. We're gonna... Next round, we're gonna go ahead and... Actually, we're gonna stick with a single shooter for now. Yeah, there... Oh, now we have double. Alright, so yeah, so we got our points. Nope, lost it. Drat. I'm really trying to get to that 100,000. Oh, that was close. Come on, come on, come on. All right. So, I'm hoping to stream Galaga and Galaxian soon. However, with my joystick malfunctioning on it, I am going to have to wait, and I think a video on the arcade cabinet will have to come out first, which would include me either repairing it with new parts from Arcade 1-Up, or a DIY solution, or both, I don't know. But those will have to come before I stream the unit, because I'm dropping inputs and not doing so well. Yeah, that was actually not so bad for a single ship challenge stage. Look at that sprite flicker, though. That's nice. That's real nice. I wonder if that's in the @Games version of this. Anyone out there have some fun arcade, old retro, like, you know, golden era arcade cabinets that they want to throw a shout out for? You know, whether it was Pac-Man or Galaga or Donkey Kong, or maybe something really obscure. Maybe you're a Sky Kid fan. Maybe you're like, Mana, you gotta get your act together because your Sky Kid game is pretty lacking. You know? You're like, dude, Mana, it's not all about the loopity loops. It's about the bombity bombs. And you were not bombity bombs anything. Woo! Thread the needle, thread the needle. Oh my gosh, come on. Yikes. That's rough. There we go. So we're halfway there. Oh man. We got halfway to the score that I actually got on my unit. So hit miss ratio is 58.2%. Got a high score though, so that's cool. And I suppose maybe we should save that. I'm just gonna maybe reset here. Yeah, I'm gonna save that high score for future things. But anyway, everybody, I am gonna call that a night. And thank you for joining me. You know, as we kind of wrap things up here. A sort of tired Mana, trying to figure things out. Any last thoughts, everyone? Anything that you're interested in? And I do ask that you please join me for the next stream. I'm thinking it'll be some Animal Crossing, but I'm also looking at some Super Mario Maker 2. I don't know. I'm flying by the seat of the pants this week, so don't know what to say. Looking to see if there's a raid that I want to do. I'm not sure that I'm quite feeling it. I don't know. Scooter says, I'd love to have an arcade machine, but I just cannot afford one. My first real big experiences with arcade machines include Marvel vs. Capcom, Area 51, War Gods, and Star Wars Arcade Trilogy. Ooh. Now, the Star Wars Arcade Trilogy, do you mean the Atari ones or the Sega ones? And let's see, Marvel vs. Capcom, excellent. So good fighter. That's one that I only really got into later when I went to my local arcade and they had it. Area 51, that's the shooting one, right? The light gun game. I've played that. I'm not really a big light gun game fan, so I don't have a lot of knowledge about them. But I'm pretty sure that's one that's a cult classic, or maybe it's not even a cult classic, it's just a huge classic. I know I've heard good things about it. War Gods, I know nothing about. And this Sega one is what Scooter was talking about. Dash says, thanks for streaming tonight. Mana, this was some fun variety. Oh, I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm actually glad we got to do some cool stuff and just shake things up a little bit. War Gods. Oh, it's a fighting game. Okay, it looks like sprites and whatnot. Okay, huh. You streamed War Gods on PS1 lately. Oh, nice, Scooter. Nice. Now, Scooter, I did manage to pick up the arcade 1-up Sega sit-down cabinet. Excuse me, Atari sit-down cabinet for Star Wars. So that's pretty cool. Picked up your Super Sea Snails? I did not, Twitchy Berry. I did not. Therefore, ergo. I think I'm gonna do that and then call it a stream. Which, I wonder if I can do this. Nope, I thought it was gonna do that. I gotta reset here. Cam link. Activate. Oh! Whoops! I done a goofy. As you can see, my screen is all a goofified because of things. Wow, I'm just a mess tonight, but hey, that's part of what happens when you haven't done this for a while, and yeah. I suppose I could do this. How you doing? What's up? Yeah. I agree. Square root of pi absolutely is things. Intelligent words. Ergo ipsum lorem dolenda est flipsum flopsum. Oh gosh. Scooter says I'm definitely jealous of the arcade 1-up machines for sure. Dude, I gotta tell ya, somebody modded the Star Wars one to play the Sega Star Wars cabinet, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's go back to that. Sorry, that was just goofy, funny, fun stuff. Alright, let me fix the thing. I actually have a theory on how I can fix this so that doesn't happen again, but I have to do another sort of go through of my stream scenes and do a lot of fixing. But let's go ahead and copy that transform, bring that transform over here, paste that transform, and that gets us in the ballpark of perfection. Okay, I'm not kidding. And Phantom, hello, hi, question, what is that? What is what? What is that? Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. We were playing a bunch of stuff today, and Phantom, I will catch you up on things in just a moment. Let me actually go in here, change the name of the game to some Splatoon 2 while we just go and get our sea snails. Thank you, Twitchy Berry, for that suggestion. We'll do that real quick. So today on stream we played some Animal Crossing. I bought some things at the Able Sisters, and that's what that was. And then the phone was there because I had a few errors, glitches with my overlays. And so, anyway, I just ended up, I ended up goofing around. It was just for fun. It just worked out that it was perfectly dead center like that. And I thought that was kind of clever. So I just went with that. But no, there's no real particular reason why the phone was there. And Phantom, how are you doing, by the way? It's so good to see you. So we're going to go ahead and here, get our sea snails. Maybe play around, but honestly, it's warm. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep well tonight. And thank you for hanging out and enjoying the variety, everybody. I really do appreciate you sticking with me through thick and thin. I appreciate you more than you know, and more than I say, and more than I probably show. So what I really want to let you know is that life is good. Life is good, but I am finding it hard to stay as connected as I want right now. So my Discord, I haven't been around as much. I'm sorry about that. Pearl says I didn't break anything. I was talking about the Splatfest results. They're in. First, let's see which team was the most popular. Let's find out, Marina says. And the answer is Ketchup, the most popular. Blam, bam. Pearl says, aw, man. Yes, says Marina. All right. Now for the part that matters. Yeah, popularity isn't everything. Clout. Let's see which team got the most clout in normal and pro matches. Please, Marina says. And the answers are 51% for Mayo in normal, but 50% just tipping over that 1% marker for pro. It is a dead heat. Are you kidding me? So the next one could determine either a tie or a landslide win. Let's find out the final results. The winner of this Splatfest is Ketchup 1-2. Hey, I forgot how scoring works in these, so just, don't worry about that. Hey, Ketchup is the winner. If you are Team Ketchup, please collect your sea snails in the open market when you get a chance. Sweet elixir of life, ketchup. Team Mayo is playing ketchup the whole time. Cool joke, Marina. Pearl says, do I detect a hint of bitterness, Pearl? If you want, I'll mix some of my ketchup with your mayo to make some special sauce, which would probably sound better if it had some cool effects added to it. Something along the lines of special sauce, special sauce. It's the thing that you could say if you want. If you participated in the Splatfest, your prizes are waiting in the square. Check it. Ant Phantom says, I'm going to restart Mario Odyssey tomorrow and try to beat it in a day like I did before. Oh, fun. You already got your snails? Nice. Dude, Mario Odyssey is a good game. Right on. All right. We're just going in here real quickly because I was involved in the Team Ketchup Splatfest recently. And it's time for me to pick up my snails. And yeah, go from there. But then we're going to call it a stream. So I was a ketchup defender. I've got 9 Super Sea snails. Splatfest tea has been returned. And that's just about it. Atari over there. That's kind of a fun connection. And we've got stuff over here. But anyway, everybody, we've got some sea snails. We've got some street cred. Let's go ahead, head over here, and find the thing I'm looking for. Huh. There we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's jam. And there we go. Back we are. You never liked playing, you never played during it? During what now, Ant Phantom? During what? All right, everybody. That's gonna do it for this stream. So, you know what? I'm kind of feeling tired, ready to go to bed. Got to pick up some of these systems that are hanging out around here, but everybody, I really mean this. Do good, be well, stay safe, and stay healthy. I really appreciate your time just spent with me. Got to shake a little bit of this feeling that I'm just not quite up to snuff right now in terms of streaming. I hope that I'll get back on track here soon. I'm sure I will. And with your help, I no doubt we'll do this soon. But as it is right now, I'm doing the best I can. I hope that's enough for you. I hope that's enjoyable. I hope that it's still fun to hang out with me. And if you want to connect with me, I may not be able to answer right away, but feel free to send me a message wherever you can find me. I will do my best to get back to you. And of course, come to future streams and we'll chat more. So thank you again for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Until next time, bye-bye.